Bill, what do you think? Do you think these media companies that we discussed are in a downward spiral right now will take a cue from Elon and X and start allowing more discussion on these hot button issues?
Well, actually, I give CNN some credit. Scott Jennings, I think, has been really outstanding in terms of presenting an alternative voice. And so I think he's sort of helpful. But, I think what's unfortunate about media companies, I think that the privilege of owning a media company for some people appears to be, this is a vehicle that I can use to advance my political point of view. It's really not about, bringing truth to the people. It's about how do I manipulate the audience to coming to a conclusion about what I believe. And I do think, the X platform is about, just open free speech, let people, share their views and let the truth kind of emerge. I think that, in a world, I think fundamentally people are looking for truth. I mean, perhaps some subset of people want to just be reinforced with whatever they already believe. But when you, have an election outcome like this one, where you have, I would say, 45% of the country in complete shock about what took place, they have to be questioning their sources of truth and sources of information. And so, economics are a very powerful force. And as the audience leaves mainstream media, they're going to have to adapt. And so I think that's really the opportunity. If no one's watching MSNBC, they're going to have to change.
Yes, fewer and fewer people are watching MSNBC, and even fewer than that are watching CNN, which is why there's a report out in Puck News that they will be having mass layoffs at CNN. I'm not surprised. The numbers are rock bottom. I mean, they're not even a remote competitor to Fox anymore or to MS. Chris Wallace just announced he's leaving CNN. Obviously, they did not renew his $8.5 million deal. His show got relegated to like another channel and then didn't do well. They can't support those salaries anymore. Not with their ratings. Not nearly with their ratings. I know. I will say this, having been through many presidential cycles at Fox News. I mean, I remember the doldrums of when Romney lost in 2012, and our ratings were in the tank compared to where they normally were. I mean, the audience left. They did not want to see anything about the start of Barack Obama's second term. So the audience, whatever was there before, will likely come back. But CNN's problem is it was crappy to begin with. It's not going to get any better, even if they recover from this valley. There's the promised land is no longer in sight. And for MSNBC, Bill, I don't know if you saw the story. It's absolutely incredible. We've been talking about some of these crazy donations the Harris campaign made to get these endorsements. They reportedly paid $5 million to Megyn Thee Stallion. Somehow Oprah's production company got $1 million to build that set. I mean, I'm in TV. It doesn't cost $1 million to build even the fanciest set. It just doesn't. $100,000 to the sex podcaster to make her hotel room look. No, that doesn't cost $100,000. It doesn't. At most, that would cost maybe $20,000. I don't know where all this money went or why they spent so willingly and irresponsibly. But there's a report out today that Al Sharpton.
Well, thank God she's not running the country, because imagine what she would do with the federal budget.
No kidding. Right. It's the opposite of what Elon's about to do with Vivek. Hold on a second. Al Sharpton, who not only runs the National Action Network, that's his nonprofit organization, which is very sketchy to begin with, he hosts a show on MSNBC. And it just came out today via the Free Beacon, which is a great group, Chuck Ross there, that her campaign donated $500,000 to his nonprofit weeks before Harris went to sit with him for an interview on MSNBC. I'm dying from the conflict of interest. I'm dead. It happened. Bill, this is like the bias is coming out of the ears. This is so irresponsible, unethical, and not allowed. It's so egregious, MSNBC is going to have to respond. You cannot make a donation to an anchor's charity on the side of $500,000 as a presidential candidate, then go sit with the anchor, and he didn't disclose it. He didn't disclose. This is not a news organization, but they continue to masquerade as one.
Yeah, it's terrible. And actually, we've had our own experience with Al Sharpton. I don't know if you know this, but after I
he protested you.
Well, the protests happen every Thursday, 12 to 2. And when I actually read on X that he was going to be protesting me, I reached out to him. I said, look, happy to sit down, happy to explain my thinking on DEI. And he's been unwilling to meet with me. And the off ramp, of course, sadly, or maybe sadly it's the wrong word, with Al Sharpton is, if you make the right donation to the right place, the protesters go away. But this is not something that we do here. So 12 to 2. And the protesters have no idea who I am. I've actually walked through the protest to come into the office. They're paid. Look, at least people are getting paid something, which I feel good about. Maybe they get $25 an hour to protest us for a couple of hours, but it's so silly.
Is this because you supported the firing of Claudine Gay, a Black woman who ran Harvard? This is what got you in trouble with him?
I don't know if it's specific to Claudine itself, but I wrote a 5,000 word piece on DEI that went viral, 40 million views or something, and ultimately I was an important catalyst for her stepping down from Harvard. Combination of those two things, I think he doesn't like me for that, or he saw this as an opportunity. And again, I'm happy to discuss, and I'm happy to hear his point of view. And if he disagrees with something, I'll have to explain where I'm coming from. But he's been unwilling to take a meeting, which I find
I don't recommend it.
Usually people protest so you can engage. There's no engagement.
Yeah, I don't recommend it. I've talked to Al Sharpton. It's not worth your time. Plus, I think he's going to be fired soon. They got to fire Joy Reid now, and they got to fire Al Sharpton, because honestly, this is one of the more egregious breaches of journalistic ethics I've ever seen. They didn't respond to Chuck Ross of the Free Beacon when he called. There is no way they can get away with not responding on this. I mean, I'm going to have, in fact, team, please call them every day. Let's call them every day and demand a response. I think if they can't get away with this, this is an absolute black eye for the entire profession that's already made a fool out of itself. But this is beyond. That was crazy, because I remember he was very mad at you for supporting the firing of Claudine Gay. Meanwhile, you also supported the firing of the MIT and the white women who are running those other organizations. It had nothing to do with color, but he's a race hustler. So he saw an opportunity to get his so-called charity in the news and himself in the news. And I guess those 12 people, they need work from 12 to 2. Can you hire them, Bill? Maybe we can offload them onto the new Elon program.
I'm sure they're good people, but I don't know that they know why they're there. I actually chatted with one of them. One day I got dropped off at the office. I forgot it was between 12 and 2. And I was chatting with one of the people there. And I said, look, anytime Al Sharpton wants to sit down, I'm available to speak. But actually, the point you make, I think, is a really important one. I think that campaigns have to disclose if they're paying, Oprah or, a Hollywood star or, a music, an artist
at the time.
For endorsement. Yeah, so they can't do it after the election. It's really absurd.
The Genucel Dark Spot Corrector is back, and it's on sale at Genucel.com. The Dark Spot Corrector reduces the appearance of sunspots, brown spots, discoloration, and even red inflamed patches. And for the holiday preview sale, the Genucel Jawline Treatment is also on sale at Genucel.com. It tightens and sculpts the sensitive skin in the jawline and neck area with Genucel proprietary technology. Plus, new customers will save an additional 50% off the website sale prices automatically at checkout. Best prices on Genucel luxury skincare in their 25-year history. Go to Genucel.com now. Order any bestseller or even the Genucel Complete Skincare Package, which includes the classic Genucel Bags and Puffiness treatment and the Immediate Effects product, all at massive discounts, and still save an additional 50% off your first order at checkout. Genucel.com/MK today. That's GENUCEL.com/MK. And as a special gift, every package order includes a limited edition beauty box with 2 skincare essentials, absolutely free with your order. Genucel.com/MK. Thanks so much for watching. If you like what you just saw, hit the subscribe button for more clips and full episodes.